Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Miss Osumba, and in case you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. So guys, today I'm alone, as you can see, and I wanted to share something that really involves mothers and house girls and everything. So yeah, so my nanny is pregnant. Like, yeah, our house girl is pregnant. So how did we know? Basically, you guys know that in December's your house girls leave you. They go home for their leaves. So my nanny left to home, and we paid for her transport home, and we told her that now the one for coming back you'll pay for it. Now it was like a day to go to, like, before she was supposed to come, and she's like, oh mama Elise japata fare. Like, okay, that day that she was supposed to be coming, she never came. So I called her the next day, inquiring where she was, and then she was telling me that, oh, I don't have transport, blah blah blah. I told her, do you really need to, like, do you really want to come back and work? And she's like, yeah, but just send me fare, I don't have transport. So at that point I felt like she was like playing with my mind, because if she really needed transport to come back, she would have called me before the time of travel. She just waited for me to call a day after the day that she was supposed to come back. And actually there's something I saw on Susie's YouTube channel. I think if you guys watch Susie, she's a lady who talks more about house girls, how to treat your house helps, how to, like, what you should and the do's and the don'ts that you're not supposed to do with your house helps. So I've really learned a lot from her channel. And actually she says that she never sends fare, she never, like, beg house girls. Okay, something usually happens that these people harass us so much, in that, like, we have to, like, be nice all the time. Even if you are nice, you have to deal with their attitude and everything. You have to be nice because now your kid is on the line. Like, sometimes they piss you off, but you don't quarrel, because you don't know when you go to work what they'll do to your kids. You see, you're leaving these people with your kids who are very naive, young, and some of them are toddlers who don't even talk. Like, my babies are just a year old, so she doesn't talk. She can't tell me, mommy, this and this happened. And even if they can talk, sometimes they get traumatized and being told that you are not supposed to tell anything to mom, and they won't tell anything to mom. So during that scenario that happened, that lady never came. So I started looking for a new house manager. And now this is what they did. They do some of the deeds happen, wherever. So I called a friend of mine, a colleague friend, and told her whatever I was going through. And I told her I was looking for a nanny, someone who's younger, and someone who won't leave anytime soon, because I don't want to exchange house helps for my baby so much. And she told me that there's a lady who is 19 years old, her tribe, and can surely work well. So I was like, got you. So this is what I'm going for. So me desperately, I called the lady. She gave me the number. I called the lady. Now the lady tells me that she's very free to come, and I'm like, okay. So what is it that you need for you to come? She told me that she needed transport. So I was 50-50 upon sending the transport. But remember, this lady was like, I was connected to this lady by a friend, a colleague friend of mine. Now I had like some trust, so I felt like, so I sent this lady transport money. At first she told me that she needed 1,500 for transport. I was like, yo, where am I going to get that money at this moment? So I called the friend of mine. I asked if the fare is that much, and then she said, no, it's almost 800, 900. So I was like, damn, now I don't trust this chick again. But because I was desperate, I had to, like, send. So I sent the transport, and within like 30 minutes, I don't know, 30 minutes, a span of 30 minutes to 1 hour, she was like, I'm already in Nairobi town. I was like, yo, how now? But then it is what it is. I told her to board vehicles coming towards our place, and I'll give her directions. So she came, but we happened to meet at night because that day I was at work. So I went to pick her from the stage, but it was already a little bit late. I just wanted her to travel that same day because I was supposed to be off the next day. Actually, I was not supposed to be off. I was taking an off from work because of her. I wanted to orientate her and tell her this and this about the house. So I took a 2 day off from work and then did the orientation. So we met this lady and she was so jovial and everything. But then one thing we always do with our house girls, because now this person is part of your family, this person you're leaving them with your kids alone, and like you're leaving them so much private, like much more with the babies than you. Yeah. So we always do the test. We always run some screening tests. Let me say some laboratory tests. For instance, like things like maybe the skin infections. You see those skin infections that can transmit from one person to another with contact. I always check those things. We do some other tests. I think you guys know them. Anybody who employs a house girl knows that there are tests that you have to run. And then there's this test called also full hemogram, full blood count. It's always good to see if your nanny is sick or she's fit to work, because maybe you can pick someone, let them work, and then after like 2 to 3 days this person collapses in your house and you don't know what to do. You get my point? Like there's a time I got a nanny. This nanny was so nice. She was so good with the baby and she knew how to work alongside the baby. But now I did this test like 2 days after her reaching because I was busy at work. So after the 2 days we did the test, and this lady, the HB was very low. Like she was literally anemic, but you could tell from the eyes she was just pale and everything. So I was like, how have you been surviving with this type of HB? Like the blood levels were so low that she needed a transfusion, not even a supplement. She only needed transfusion for her to be okay. But now I asked her, are you okay, so that we can like pay the bills, you go do the transfusion, but you take off from work, then you get somebody else. She was like, no, I have someone who will help me do that. And I was like, okay, so you just go, I will just release you, because I can't let someone who is sick work for me, because I really feel like it's kind of an offense. Because even if my nannies are always sick, I always tell them, if you're not feeling well, please let me know. I can get someone who will help me with the laundry, and then you go see the doctor, then come back. You get my point? So this girl reached the same evening. We passed by the hospital and then we did the random tests, and those tests include pregnancy tests. That is obvious. So we did a pregnancy test and this lady was pregnant. Actually it could just show, but she was like, oh, why are you testing pregnancy? What test are you going to do? Blah blah blah. I was like, I have to know your condition, because you're coming to work. The work you're doing here, it involves bending sometimes, and then pregnancy have hormones. Pregnancy affects women with hormones. So sometimes the pregnancy doesn't want the baby. Sometimes it doesn't want you to like maybe whatever we want her to cook for us, she doesn't want to feel the smell. So I think you guys understand. So it is always very, very important to test pregnancy for any house help that is working for you. So I was really surprised because this Chile is so young, very young. And another thing, she was lying. She was lying to me that she didn't know that she was pregnant. But now I became a mom, so I told her that you have to say the truth for us to like continue working together. And then she was like, okay, yeah, I knew I was pregnant, I didn't want to tell you. I was like, why didn't you tell me over the phone that you're pregnant, so that I can look for someone else? She was like, okay, I'm sorry about that, but please don't chase me away. I will try to work until I won't be able to, then you can now send me away and get someone else. because I really need the money. I really need the money to buy my baby's clothes, for I don't know, so many things. So we came to a discussion with my hubby and we were like, what are we supposed to do? So guys, I'm really stuck on what to do, because sometimes I literally do almost everything in this house, because I really feel like someone who's pregnant, there are a lot of things that they cannot do. There are so many things they cannot do, to a point that I had to do a scan to make sure that she's okay, because I was so guilty. I felt like maybe I'm not doing the right thing or something. I don't know. So this lady cannot wash lots of clothes. So sometimes when the clothes are many, I have to help her washing the clothes. I have to help with the laundry. But for cooking, I always cook. Anytime I'm in the house, I always cook. I cook at night, and during lunch hours, we cook things like rice and beans, rice, cabbage. So those ones are very easy to like cook. It's something like rice, you just let it cook and everything. So she doesn't do a lot here. But sometimes I feel like she hasn't stayed like for a month. It's not even a month, it's literally 2 weeks. But you guys should tell me, what am I supposed to do? What's your opinion? Like, what would you have done if your nanny like is pregnant or gets pregnant? Because at some point, like when I was still like in the dating process and stuff, my colleagues used to tell me, oh, Housegirl wangu on a ball, oh, my nanny got pregnant when she was working with me. Girl, oh my goodness, that thing really scares you a lot. You don't know who got them pregnant. You don't know if she's like doing some fishy things behind your back. It's really scary, because some of us, we do these jobs that we work even at night, so you don't know what happens behind your back. Yeah. So sometimes nannies can really piss you off. And mark you've already sent fare. This chile is here. You have to pay them for like, you have to pay, if you're sending her back, you have to pay for her transport back, because literally these people come with nothing, and even you can see that, because that's why they're coming for the work, and they're coming to stay with you, so meaning that they expect that they will find everything there. But this lady, okay, I'm starting to like her somehow, because I just like the way she's talkative, and I love talkative nannies. I don't like very silent nannies. Yeah, I don't like silent nannies. But now the problem is she's pregnant. But guys, drop a comment on the comment section and tell me what you would have done if it were you. What would you have done if you are a mom and you are in my shoes right now? What would you have done? I think that's all about this video. Thank you so much for watching, and please, if you're a new viewer in this channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I love you guys so much, and thank you very much for your continued support. I really appreciate your support, and I can't take it for granted. Have a blessed day, and